Hello everyone and welcome back to Mr. Entertainment. I am finally back here in the city Skylines and we're back in our map here. I've done a lot of work since I last saw you guys. I figured that these videos are going to end up being way too long if I actually do like a let's play, because it takes way too long to do any single thing, and I know you guys don't want to stick around for like an hour just for like one little thing to be done. So what I did is I went ahead and I played a bunch of I played multiple hours worth of this game, and I did a whole lot of stuff. So there's the whole view. As you can see, I unlocked a couple of extra squares since the last time so that I have more control over the highway. So what I did is I lifted it up for the most part throughout the entire area that I have, so that I can have connecting roads go between the two sides of the highway. I also reformatted the on-off ramps because I was having quite a bit of congestion. I tried doing something different and it didn't work out at all, so I tried this option and it seems to be working out pretty well for myself so far. I still haven't done anything to this side, but eventually as we expand over this way we'll get to that. But so far I have been working on developing this whole area. I think that we had up until about this road, and then I've expanded out this way. I threw in a hydro dam here, which produces quite a bit of electricity. That actually doesn't look like it produces that much, but whatever. I also did away with the coal power plants that I had over here, and I threw down some of these solar power plants, which produce quite a lot of electricity. We do have like a lot of sun and stuff, and it actually holds power like in batteries. In the description of the item it says that it holds power in batteries, so even at nighttime I don't have to worry about like power shortages. Over here I kind of wanted to develop this whole area as like the like an expo entertainment kind of district area. So we have our art museum, a stadium, a high interest tower, which honestly I don't know what it does, transport tower, and an expo center. So all of those were just a bunch of the unique buildings. I basically went through and built all the ones that I possibly could. I guess we have a science center that I can put down now. Okay, I might as well do that then. The only thing that I don't really understand about many of these things that I'm putting down is that they make people happy in that big green area that you see, but in the smaller red area, that's like a noise pollution line, and people don't like being close to that. And of course, the stadium and the expo center, they have quite a large noise pollution, but at the same time they make people happy because it gives them something to do. But yeah, so oh, I don't have any electricity. Are you serious? That's too far. But yeah, so that's what I've been developing this area as over here. I have filled out the high density areas quite a bit more, so I have a bunch of office spaces in the light blue, a bunch of high density retail in the dark blue, and then these dark green areas is the high density residential. So pretty decent mix of all of those. I know that you usually want to have like an office building buffer between the high density commercial and the residential, because the high density commercial makes quite a bit of noise pollution that people don't want to be around, otherwise it'll reduce the land values and the buildings won't get as upgraded as we can. So this one's already upgraded to the 4th one, and it might get to the final one, but see how it goes. See, this one's starting, but we have to still do more to get them there. These areas, houses are more or less, you know, fully upgraded. Okay, so what else can I show you guys? Right, so I also threw down a train station so that people can come and go into the city through that method instead of relying so heavily on the highway for everything. So yeah, I actually have a lot of people coming and going. That's surprising. I also threw down on the same set of tracks a cargo train terminal. So what this does is it reduces the amount of trucks that I need to have coming on and off of the highway, because this was getting pretty heavily congested with trucks, because I went into the policies of these different districts that I made, and all of these like residential areas, there's no I don't know, there's basically no trucks allowed, so they're not able to come off the highway. Like, trucks aren't able to come off this part of the highway. They have to come off and go on to the highway through this on-ramp. But yeah, I had quite a bit of backup, and to a certain extent I still do have quite a bit of traffic here, but the train is definitely helping because the goods are able to come and go through the trains instead of, again, being so heavily dependent on the highways. I feel like at some point I am going to have to kind of break up this area and make it into smaller areas of the industrial, because this is getting kind of ridiculous, the amount of traffic that we have there. My only other option is to kind of work around it with some one-way roads and stuff to better control the flow of traffic, but we'll have to see how that goes. I was really happy that this highway thing worked out. The key to it was that this part of the road right here is also actually highway, so if I had used this part, this kind of road, all the way through, then when you get to here, there would have been a set of like stoplights, so I would still end up with a huge amount of backup traffic trying to get on and off of the highway. So to prevent that, I went ahead and just made this little part of the road a highway, which is fine. It's one way for this way and that way. So I think that works out pretty well. Then we have our connections on either end for people to get onto the side of the road that they actually want to, whatever.
Lights, camera, movie. There's
I
nothing
also
like watching
did
a
this
movie to
kind
take
of
you to
cool
another
thing
place or time,
where
and there's no better
I
place
have
to watch
the
than
main
Cruise
road,
Cinema.
and then I
And
did
no
a
better
small
time than the time it takes
insert
you to get from
here
where you are to where we
and
are.
put another
Go
road
break
basically
box
like
office
right
records
parallel
apart
with
as
it,
you
so
take a
that
trip to Tinseltown
I
Movie
can keep
USA.
more of
Action
the
cuts right out of
residential
sound.
traffic
Our
off
theaters
of the
feature
main
movies
road,
and
so
talking
if this
about
one does
guaranteeing
end
the
up getting
only thing you
busier,
hear is the
since it
boom.
is very
That
long,
high-pitched shuttle drone
and
is
I'll
normal.
probably
It's the
even have
sound
a
your ears
bridge
hear
at
when
one
there's
point
nothing
bringing
for
it
your
over
ears
to
to hear
here.
here. So come on down and enjoy the movies where
But yeah, so
everyone's a
at
star.
least that way we can keep some of the residential traffic off of the main road.
This is Mars official radio with
Yeah,
Panam
I think it
Masculine.
looks nice.
One of all the
I'll
letters
have
we
to
received
develop
today
it
comes
same
from Earth,
kind of
from my
method
old
on the other
astrophysics
side, and
professor,
then
Aldous
I was
Linton.
figuring fill out
Dear
this whole
Panam,
area
I
maybe
am
with
delighted
some
to
of
hear that
this
you're working on
higher
Mars.
density
It must be
stuff that we got
fascinating.
going on.
You will inspire your listeners to examine
I had
thrilling
to
realms
throw down
across
a
space, time,
bunch
and
of
matter. You are always welcome to a full-time position on the
services,
faculty
like I
here
had to
if
throw
you
down
ever
a
return
hospital
to
over
Earth.
here,
Take care, my
clinic,
friends. Love always. Dear
fire
Professor
station,
Lincoln,
fire station, fire
I don't know what
department,
to say. Please roll the
police
next song.
station. What is the smaller one? Oh, okay, no, I did a police headquarters and then 2 police stations as well, so yeah, I had to add a bunch of stuff all over the place just to make sure that we're well covered. I also took a look at my education, which I hadn't done in quite a while, and I found out that almost like I was down to here, so I wasn't able to even send all of the people who wanted to go to elementary school to elementary school. So I had to throw down a bunch of those so that my capacity was higher, and I spread them out pretty well, I think. They're kind of all over the place. And then for high schools, I mean, I probably do need to put down another one because I'm almost not able to get everyone into high school. But yeah, multiple high schools throughout the city. And then I think that I still have just the one. Yeah, I have one university in the city, which is still plenty. And overall, if you're looking at like the color schemes and everything, almost everywhere is very well educated. The few places that you do see some of the reds and oranges, those are likely just the last few places that I put down, so they haven't had a chance to actually get that well educated. Yeah, like basically when you're looking over here, almost everyone's gone to elementary school already. A bit less people have been to high school, and then hardly anyone's been to university. I must have just put this as like the very last thing that I did before I stopped playing last time, so it's just a matter of time. They haven't had a chance to actually, you know, progress through from elementary, high school, and university. It takes time, so that's fine. Also, the last time we were playing, I was having quite a lot of trouble with the industry not having enough people available to work. And what I was able to do is, with all of those office buildings that I had put down, as soon as I put those in, the demand for industrial goes down quite a bit, because these jobs are more for like highly educated people, and these ones are not. So when I put down the office spaces, a lot of people who wanted jobs, you know, got their jobs, and then the demand for this industrial type of work went down. So it's kind of interesting. I figured that I'll also try my best to fill in this area with more of the high density kind of stuff, which again is making me wonder if I need to just completely move this whole industrial area somewhere else, because I kind of don't like... I would like to have the high density stuff in this area since I've already started. Yeah. I also know that, like, we have all of these trees over here, and I need to find a way to... I need to figure out how to actually, like, do the forestry industry stuff so that I can export some stuff. I mean, I've never done that before, so I'd have to actually figure it out for one thing, and then I'm not really sure what kind of advantages that would actually give me, but it'll be interesting to see what we do with it. What I had also done is I had put the trains going underground, because it was kind of just like, there's way too many roads here, and I didn't like how it looked having like bridges or like the roads or the tracks going above or below. So I like the look of the underground. It's a lot cleaner. It just gets everything out of the way. I'll probably end up having to do the same on this side as I expand out into this area, but that will be for another time. What else did I do the last time? I also added in a bunch of subway stations underneath of this part of the city. I'll obviously have to expand it over to here and connect it all together at some point, but I've got like a small loop going around the center core, a bigger loop that connects into that center core over here and down here for getting over to these residential areas. And then same thing, I've connected this area to this spot here so that people can get to their industrial jobs over here. As much as I would like to have buses throughout the city like you would typically have. As you kind of like, you're constantly changing your city, right? So I find that I end up building these bus stations all the time, and then I have to go through and super tediously delete all of the bus stations and everything because things have changed, and then you have to redo the entire thing again, right? And you have to do it so that it makes sense. So I figure that the subway is kind of just a bit easier. If I do need to change it, then it's not as many stations at all. So I don't know, it does some decent work. It also actually has yeah, there's a train station right here, and that's my university, so that's also kind of helpful. I like how most of the cars on these roads are like police cars, like police car, police car, police car, police car. Yeah, so obviously we have a lot of police in the city. What I had also done is, the last time that we were doing stuff, I was working away at, I had put down a bunch of these incineration plants, and I was in the process of emptying the landfill so that I could just, you know, depend entirely on incineration, but you have to empty your garbage landfills before you can actually delete them, which is so convenient. But yeah, that finally was done, so I deleted both of the landfills, and we're just running off of a bunch of incineration, just to make sure that these areas also got their garbage picked up frequently enough. I threw one down over here just to kind of help with it a little bit. It probably doesn't really, but whatever. And then for the first aid stuff, I am currently in the process, or actually I may have already finished. Oh yeah, I did. Okay, so we had a bunch of these cemeteries before, and as I was progressing and I reached you know, further population milestones, I was able to unlock the crematorium. I don't know how to pronounce this. Crematorium, I guess, but basically a place where people get cremated instead of buried. So I had thrown a bunch of those throughout the city so that we have enough services for picking up all the dead people. And I worked away at, again, similar to the landfills, I have to empty the cemetery over time, and they end up getting it incinerated as well. So yeah, we're basically running entirely off of cremation now, incineration. Yeah. So, oh, I should probably put down another fire over there. No, it's fine. It's weird. Oh, I see. It's because there's no parks over here. That's what it's saying. Okay, well, you know what? I can quickly throw some of those down. That's an easy fix. Yeah, see, so I'll just quickly show you, like, when I put this down here, it's going to, you'll see right away how the industry goes down quite a bit. Let's speed it up so that we can get them actually built up. And of course, I need to put parks down around here too, or else people will not like it. I don't know if the electricity is gonna work. why not? Some extra police force is always nice. To serve and protect. Okay. What? I haven't put water pipes down there? Oh my god, that's embarrassing. Okay, that's good. Everyone's happy. But yeah, see, so already, so I just put up all those office buildings here, right? And look at my industry, it went down so much. So honestly, I feel like because my population is so well educated that I could probably cut down on the amount of industry that I have in the city and just increase the amount of offices that I have, and then that would probably balance it out. Obviously, that's a risky game because as I build new areas, and like I explained over here with like how the education, like it's a progress thing from elementary to university, these kind of low educated jobs will still be in demand to a certain extent as I build new areas. So I'll still have to keep some industry, but I think that I'll be able to cut down on it. But see, even like it's already jumping back so quickly. But that's just an example of how many of these jobs I have. See, like I have way too many jobs here that are like high educated that people are in demand of, because like look at this. They don't call for any highly educated, but 15 highly educated. So like I need to add a lot more office space in the city. How am I actually doing for traffic within that part of the city? I don't know, that's pretty bad in these two areas. I might need to make this like one ways. I don't know, we'll see. I don't think that it's that bad. I can actually, since this is probably going to stay the same, I could probably add some buses within this area here just to reduce the amount of traffic in this area. We'll see. But yeah, I figured that I would just go through this stuff with you guys so that you guys know where we're at with our city, and you guys can kind of get a feel for where things are going to be going in the future. Look at that. That's beautiful. That big, long road. Love it. Wow. Look at this city. I don't know. Okay, so yeah, I'll leave it there for you guys for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this you know, kind of just update as to where things stand with our city. If you do prefer the Let's Plays, definitely leave a comment on this video so that, you know, I can reconsider. But if you do like this way of doing this video going forward, then just leave a big like. How about we like the video? There's a button for that. But yeah, so I guess I'll talk to you guys next time. Make sure that you like, comment, and definitely, if you haven't already, please subscribe. There will be a button on the screen for you right now, so go ahead and smack that so that you can stay updated on all the videos that I'm posting in the future. Alright guys, we'll see you next time. Bye.